to my YouTube channel. Welcome to Market Untold. My name is Stephanie, and in this channel we talk about health, wealth, and just glowing and building in our 40s. Again, welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about something that I heard on the Angie Martinez show. So Jill Scott shared, she said, you work hard in your 20s, you work smart in your 30s, you work how you want to in your 40s. And I realize that's exactly where I'm at in my life right now. Working how I want to in my 40s. So let's talk about our 20s. In our 20s, we worked hard. I know for me, just taking any job, feeling burnt out, your 20s, you're just trying to build your work ethics. You're trying to build your resume. You're trying to build your work experiences. So in your 20s, you grind. You're trying to make sure that you're a person that if a job requires you to get to work at 9, you're able to show up at 9. And if they're requiring you to work from 9 to 6 or 3 to 11, you're able to show up to those shifts. So I think in your 20s, you're on grind mode. You're definitely working hard. You're saying yes to any shift, feeling burnt out, but it's like it's part of the process. You might feel tired and just overwhelmed in your 20s, but you feel like, man, I'm doing this because I'm trying to grind for the future. So in your 20s, you're definitely working hard. In your 30s, it kind of shifts. In your 30s, you're working a lot smarter. You're working more intentionally. You're working more strategic. You're trying to figure out, man, does this job align with me? In your 30s, you're a little bit trying to figure it out. You're working more intentionally. And I know for me in my 30s, I had my master's degree by then, and my background is social work. And, the reason I chose this career is because I love being able to help someone. I love being able to see a person at one stage of their life and being able to be on another stage of their life because of the resources, the tools that I provided them with. So I think in your 30s, you're working more intentionally. You're really trying to figure it out. And I know that was for me, So in our 40s, you're working how you want to. And what does that mean, working how you want to? I think for me, being able to say no. Like I said, for me, now that I'm in my 40s, when I'm applying to different positions or different jobs, I'm reading the description line by line. I am reading that description. I'm like, do I really want to do that? And if I don't apply. Compared to my 20s and my 30s, I would apply with no hesitation. If they're telling me a salary, is that really going to help me now that I'm in my 40s? Is that what I'm worth? Because I build my experiences. It's 20 years later now. So I build that experience, So I feel like in our 40s, we know exactly what we want. We kind of know, does this career, does this job really align of who you want to? And that's what I think about when she says you work how you want to, because you're aligning your career with your life. I know that's what it is for me. I'm trying to align my career with my life, my life as a wife, my life as a mother, my life as my expectations in this world. I'm trying to align this career, this job with who I am as a person. So I really want to encourage you guys out there in your 40s to really figure it out. How are you working how you want to in your 40s? There's so much people out there that hate going to work. They hate their coworkers. They hate their jobs. And they feel stuck. And I want to encourage you, you're not stuck. You have a choice to change your career. You have a choice to change your perception on how you view this job. You have a choice to work how you want to. You just got to sit down and figure it out. And that's what I want to encourage you guys. Like she shared, in your 20s, you worked hard, you grind. You sit down and really think about, man, like how hard you worked in your 20s, how hard you work in your 30s. And now that you're in your 40s, you're working how you want to in your 40s. So that's what I want to encourage you guys. You guys could definitely watch the rest of the interview with Angie Martinez. It's a great interview, but it just made me really sit and think like, man, now that I'm in my 40s, am I working how I want to in my 40s? Am I setting clear boundaries with my job? Am I being, is my job flexible? And am I creating my job to be flexible to me? I'm, setting up boundaries with my supervisor, setting about boundaries with my coworkers. In your 40s, you're being able to say no. Hey, can you pick up this shift? No, I can't. Hey, can you help out with this? Yes, I can, but I'm going to let you know how long I can help out. You're really setting clear boundaries in your 40s. So that's what I want to encourage you guys today, to really sit and really figure out, how do you want